Hey guys, it's Greg. In this video, I would like to show you the Maniac. So this is a game, this is a co-op game, semi-co-op game, where you are going to roleplay those classic horrors where teens are going to this lodge in the woods and bad things are going to happen. So you are going to try to survive in this lodge, escape the lodge, before crazy maniac is going to, well, kill you. So this is the idea of the game. The table presence of this title is just spectacular, so if you are interested in this title, just check out the rest of this video. So as you can see, the Maniac is set on a table, and right now I would like to tell you more about the components of the game. So first of all, board. I am just amazed how stunning this game is. I mean, the idea of making those levels and those 3D components is just spectacular. It's something uncommon, and I'm really surprised with this idea. So what things we have here? We have this this lodge where all game is going to happen. We have the tower where you can enter, and those elements are just only for decoration. You don't have to put them, but with them it looks just spectacular. And also, the idea is, I think, because in this prototype we got this wired LED lights, and as you can see in here we have those small holes over here and over here, and I think the idea is to put those lights beneath to add this lighting effect. So if it's turned on, those holes are going to glow with yellow warm light. To increase this immersive aspect. I think this is just a great idea, but unfortunately in this prototype those lights are not strong enough, and so we cannot see the lights, but they are placed in here. So as you can see, this tower is a little bit lit. And what else? So the lodge is, I mean the house. In the house we have a lot of rooms. Each of the rooms is closed by start with the closed doors. As I said, this is a prototype, so we didn't get enough of the closed doors, so that's why I have barricaded doors here and opened the door over here, but in general all of them should be closed at the beginning. We also have few miniatures, I mean not a few, quite a lot of miniatures on the board. Those are just to show you how this game can look like, but they are not starting in those spots. I just want to show you them. So I think this is our sheriff that can help us and kill the maniac if we are managed somehow to summon him. Here is the miniature of the maniac, and here we have another one. And over here, I think we have miniatures of our heroes that are coming to this house in the woods. I mean, if you ever watched this stereotypical horror movie where young people are going to this house in the woods and bad things are happening, so basically this is it, but with, let's say, less brutal and less gore climate, because you're not going to see, I think, much blood in this game, or even at all. And last two heroes. I mean, one of them I showed you is not a hero that you can start with, but let's say a chosen one, and also a few cameos. But okay, so let's go through the components one by one. So I already told you about the board and the doors, and also the tower. Now on the board we also have some icons, like over here or here with those magnifying glass, or with the eye, or with different symbols. We have a key or a gasoline or accumulator in here. So those are the elements that you need to find in the house to use different paths of escape, or maybe to, well, switch places with the killer and maybe becoming killer by yourself. So different things can happen in this game. We also get those boards for each of the characters. This is the board of the character. In here you're going to put your action tokens to perform different actions, and in here we have 3 stages of being afraid of things that are happening, and the more afraid you are, the more tokens are going to be locked for you. So you have the pool of the tokens that you can use to you can spend them to use those actions over here, but also the more afraid you are, the less tokens is available for you. And what else we have here? We also get the different decks of cards. We get this deck of cards that is like, let's say, welcome deck. This is a deck where we can find a lot of different items. As you can see, work in progress, because this is, as I said, prototype, not many graphics right now, mostly placeholders. So those are the cards that you are going to draw at the beginning of the game to, let's say, set up the situation in the house. We also have 2 decks of cards for the regular search and for deep search. And this deck of cards is a little bit thinner. Those are the cards that you can find searching the rooms. You can find useful items, as I said, gas can or spark plug, to allow to use different routes of escape. And basically, this is it. We also have this deck of cards that Maniac is going to use to, well, try to kill your heroes, your characters, and more or less that's it, at least at the beginning. So let's now go through the roles in this game and how the game works. So we have different type of roles in the game. So you can play as a survivors, so those teens that are just hanging out in the house and trying to survive. You can also play as a sheriff, but if you want to play as a sheriff, first of all you need to find a phone and call sheriff to help you. But the sheriff is not going to save all of you, because sheriff is going to appear in the lodge, in the house, only when one of the survivors is killed. This is the moment when the sheriff is coming to the house, and the killed player is going to control sheriff. Also, sheriff is one of the 2 characters that can kill or eliminate Maniac. Another person that can also be that also can appear in a house is the predestined. So this rather weird guy, I think this is the mini for him. This guy is going to appear in the house also when one of the heroes is killed, survivors is killed. And the predestined can play in 2 ways, because he can decide to have an alliance with survivors or with the Maniac. And this decision must be made when he decides to attack a Maniac or a survivor. If he decides to attack a survivor, his mind is set, and for the rest of the game the predestined is teamed up with the Maniac. So this is another character. We also have cameos. So those are the characters like NPCs that can appear in our house, and they can be controlled by a player, or they can be controlled by a game. So every time the cameo is appearing in a house and we want the game to control it, we are going to flip the card, and in here we have information through which door each round this cameo is going to move. And if this cameo is going to be in the same room with the Maniac, they are just killed, and that's it. They are eliminated from the game. But if players decide to use those cameos characters as a regular part of the game, just not an NPC controlled by the game, those cameos are acting more or less as survivors, but with only 1 health point and without their special cards that I'm going to show you in a second. So those are all actors in our drama. And now what else we have here? So I already told you about those tracks in here where you're going to program your actions. Those three first spots are available to you. Those must be unlocked. And each player is going to get, at the beginning of the game, the set of tokens like this. Each of them assigned to a specific character. And you're going to use those tokens to program your actions, but you're going to program those actions in a secret. So you're not going to show them to any other players. You're going to put those tokens like this to program your actions. And in a specific phase of the game, you're going to uncover your tokens and perform different actions. I already mentioned that survivors, they has 2 health points. So this is the healthy survivor with 3 levels of being frightened, and this is wounded survivor with more tokens that are going to be locked depending on the fright level. As you can see, those tokens, there's more tokens when they are wounded, and also as you can see, you have basically 2 health points. If you would get 3rd hits, 3rd attack, you are going to be eliminated and, well, dead. And this is the moment when cameos can enter, or sheriff, or this predestined and crazy guy. So those are the elements of the survivors. Each survivor is also going to get those cards with their specific actions. So those cards are one-time used, and on those cards we have graphics. So I'm showing you to give you the context of how cool those graphics are, and what is so cool and specific with those cards. Because if you are playing as a survivor, you're going to use this side of your cards. But as I said, there is a possibility that you're going to switch places with this maniac, and new player can be possessed by this crazy mask and become a maniac. So if that happens, you're going to turn your cards on the other side, and you're going to have this more brutal and crazy version of your cards with the crazy mask on the face of your survivor. So those are the cards that are going to be to be given to each of the survivors at the beginning of the game, and each of them is going to get 3 of those cards. Now let's talk a little bit about the maniac. So we have him here, and this is something specific, because in this game your miniatures are not going to be placed on a board at the beginning, at least. You need to show yourself, you need to make noise, you need to open the door to show other players, and the maniac specifically, where is your character. And in this situation, you are going to put your minis on a board. So this is like showing all players, and maniac specifically, where you are in a specific moment in this specific round. Because normally, obviously, you're trying to be hidden, you're going to sneak around and try to move as silently as possible, so the maniac cannot find you. And the same goes with the maniac, because in here we have this sheet of paper where the maniac is going to, first of all, in each round, write down in each zone he is in a specific moment. And as you can see, we have 20 rounds. This is one of the conditions to winning the game. If survivors survived 20 rounds, they won the game. So in here we have information in each zone that maniac must put down in which zone he or she is. There's also information how many additional cards they can draw to their hand. Here we have like a blueprint of our house with all information and symbols that are all around. And in here we have, like, say, levels of your maniac. So first of all, you're going to start with this smiley face, because the mask has 2 sides, with smiley face, with angry face, and you're going to start with smiley face with level 1. If you the goal is to kill, for example, six characters, and if you kill the second one, you can level up to the 2nd level. If you killed 4th character, you can level up to 3rd level. And you're going to start with the smiley face. So the smiley face represents basically that you that the Maniac was not hit yet. If the Maniac gets at least one hit, he's going to be angry. So you're going to turn the face, you're going to turn the mask upside down to show angry face. And as you can see, more actions are going to be available to use. So on the third level with the smiley face, there's 3 actions, and in a third level with angry face, it's 4 actions. And yeah, you also can lose the mask, and then after that you can have only 4 actions. So this is the sheet of paper that is going to be used by Maniac to track down the rounds, where they are in a specific moment, and also they can use this diagram of the house to cross out, for example, locations that were already searched or with opened doors, and so on. So now how the game flows. As I said, the beginning of the game starts with the arrival at the Black Pine Lodge. And at the beginning of the game, you're going to draw those cards, these beginning cards, with different effects. And this beginning of the game ends when the cursed mask is drawn. You are now the Maniac. Put on the mask and eliminate all the survivors. So the player who is going to draw this card from the deck becomes a Maniac. He or she is putting aside their player board, and they're starting to play as a Maniac, because they put cursed mask and they are possessed by this evil spirit. But we also can find more cards in here that players can use right now or in a later game. So if, for example, in here, it is said that the house is cursed, you suffer a fright, you must play this card immediately, then when drawn. Play during a search to draw 2 search cards instead of 1. Or maybe play in an action phase to place a secret passage between 2 adjacent areas. Reveal this card during the resolution phase. So in here you can find more useful items and situations for your survivors. But as I said, this is going to be end immediately when one of the players is going to find this cursed mask. After that, you are going to play the action phase. In action phase, players, as I said, are going to play those tokens and program their boards. After that, we have Maniac phase, in which the Maniac is moving around and playing also cards if they wish. And finally, we have resolution phase, revelation phase, and in revelation phase, players are going to reveal their tokens and perform actions. And now let's go through all the actions that you can perform in this game. So first of all, you can perform a move action that you can perform with this symbol. And you have different types of move action. You can sneak, you can walk, you can run. If you, for example, want to sneak, you must spend only 1 token like that. And you are moving by 1 from one adjacent location to a different adjacent location. But what is important, that every time you're going, for example, up those stairs, they are making a noise, and you need to put a specific token, for example, like this one, crack, so that everybody knows that you moved from this location to this location, and the Maniac can move in this direction. Every time you decide to open the doors, you also showing that, well, you opened the door and we already know that you entered this specific room. So this is the move action, sneaking. You also can walk. A walk costs 2 movement points, and thanks to that you can move up to 2 locations that are adjacent to you. And finally you can run, that costs you 3 movement points, and obviously if you are running, you're making a lot of noise, and a lot of noise tokens are going to be put on the board. So this is the movement. You also can perform search. And we have 2 types of search: regular search, like typical search, and deep search. Regular search costs 1 token, and deep search costs 2 tokens. Each room can be searched twice. In each room you can perform 1 regular search and 1 deep search, but it is not possible to perform deep search before regular search. So basically, always you need to perform regular search and then deep search, in total of 3 tokens. And when you're performing this, you're just drawing 1 card from a regular deck, and those are the different, again, items that can be useful for your character to survive. And every time you perform deep search in those cards with deep search, here you can find those very useful items like the key or a battery or telephone to call the sheriff or CB radio to call for predestined and map and so on and so on. So this is why this deep search is allowed. You are allowed to perform deep search after regular search, because in this deep search you are gaining crucial items that can help survivors escape this house. Now, as you can see, you also can perform hide action. Those symbols with an eye shows you that you can perform hide action in this specific location. And hide action is also quite interesting, because every time you're performing this action, you need to roll a die, and this determines of how many hiding spots you're going to get. So you can get up to 3 hiding spots like this. So if I rolled 3 of them, I am going to get 3 hiding spots, and I'm going to hide one of my miniatures. Well, I'm going to use die beneath one of them. I can shuffle those hiding spots if I wish. And the maniac, or the player who is playing as a maniac, they have one chance to find this miniature under one of those hiding spots. If they fail, well, you're hidden. If they didn't fail, you need to run away and, well, hope for the best. So this is another action that you can perform. You also can perform repair action, and repair action is important when you want to escape this mansion. So for example, if you would like to escape with this car, you need to find key, battery, fuel, and also you need to spend 6 repair tokens. But every time you're doing this, obviously killer knows that you are here, and because you're spending those tokens to perform those actions. So, well, it's best to meet your friends here and do it quicker than slower. Especially that you are not, it is not possible to prepare so many tokens in one round for one character. And finally, we have a last token that you can play. It's stay still. So you're basically doing nothing, and this one can be useful for you if you would like to confuse the killer. Finally, we also have some free actions which are climbing a stairs, so basically you're just moving up and that's it. Opening a door, closing a door, bar a door, so closing it with those pieces of wood, and playing a card. Those actions are for free, and I think they are self-explanatory. It's not rocket science. And now, finally, how you can win this game. So the Maniac has 2 goals. Eliminate all survivors, the original crew of survivors. This is the one goal. Second goal is eliminate any 6 characters. Those are 2 goals that a Maniac wants to achieve. How survivors can win the game. So, as I said, they can survive 20 rounds. They can try to kill the Maniac, but only, as I said sheriff and this chosen one can do this thing. Or they can try to escape this mansion, this house. And they can do it, as I already told you, finding different items, you unlocking different routes of escaping, and, well, escaping the location. But again, there is also this small problem, because not every route can be used by all players. So for example, using a car, in here you can fit 4 survivors. But for example, if you are going to find a map and compass, and you're going to spend 2 repair tokens, you're going to find a road through the woods, and you can just go into the woods and try to escape. But this is the route for only 1 player. So only 1 player is going to survive escaping by the woods. So we have car, we have woods, we also can find a motorbike for 2 people. We can use this tower and escape with 1 player. And as I showed you at the beginning, in here we also can collect those 3 cursed, let's say, items: the mask, the blade, and this cursed thing. if those 3 items are collected, it is possible for you to switch places with the Maniac and become new Maniac. And basically, this is it. I mean, maybe at the end, I will tell you more about the confrontation. So every time character enters location with the Maniac must tell everybody that, okay, I am in this specific corridor, that is 37, for example. And the fight is very simple, because you're just basically rolling a die. If the result is the mask, the hit is assigned to survivor, and if we have this fist, the hit is assigned to the Maniac. So it's very, very simplified, but I think this is really enough in the game. It's not about fighting, and more about sneaking around and trying to survive. So this is the Maniac. I think I should also mention that we got this book, this comic book with a little bit of story and background about each of the survivors. We have those short stories about them and a little bit of the context. And as you can see at the end, we can see them arriving to the lodge and they can hear voices, I guess. And this mask of the killer is waiting for them. So a little bit of the context, cool gadgets to set a little bit of the mood of the game. So this is it. This is the Maniac. The game is going to be on GameFound. If you like this game, just check out the description below and read more about the game on their page on GameFound. And this is it. Thank you so much for watching this video. See you in the next one.